Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle DeTeach, or Coach Danny D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas, and I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello, and welcome to episode 11 of the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danny D, also Danielle DeTeach, the owner of Workflow, where I help small businesses play big by developing their luxury brands. So today's episode is I'm going to get short, sweet, and to the point. The topic of today's episode is take the nap. Take the nap. Um, this topic kind of, it wasn't on my regular list of episodes, but it came to me multiple times this week from different angles. So I had a conversation where we were just talking about the guilt around resting and how we've been conditioned to believe that that's something to feel guilty about and that that's something that's wrong. And one of the things that I've realized as I've, moved away from, traditional lifestyle and have come into this, really into this space of being, paid and well rested and knowing that, those two things do not have to oppose each other. One of the things that I've, come to realize is we really have lost touch with how important rest is as a part of our daily regimen. Rest is a natural bodily function. Like it is a natural response, just like, you know that you need to drink water, you know that you need to eat food, you know that you need to go to the bathroom, all of those things. But when it comes to rest, it's like a taboo thing, and it's seen as if you're lazy if you rest, or you're not as committed, or, I've seen posts where it's like, well, if you can put this much into your job, then you can put, and if you're not putting that same amount of energy into your business, then you're not inspired. It's not that you're not inspired, you are tired. Like, end of story, you're tired. You're not supposed to put full time energy into multiple things because there's only so much time in the day, and some of that time is designated for rest. Here's the thing: when you don't rest, you're not putting out the best quality you. So a lot of times we don't rest because we don't have the time to rest, because we have so much to do, and we got to be productive and we got to always be moving. But when you're not rested, you may be doing actions, but you're not necessarily achieving because you're just moving through the motions. And sometimes you're moving through the motions with, limited capacity, and therefore you're not going to be successful. You're going to be doing things, but you're not going to be moving in excellence. So another way this came to me the other day, I was, talking to one of my sisters, and she was asking me to look at something, and she could tell that based on how I was responding and based on just my energy, she was just like, look, I'm gonna send this to you. You look at it tomorrow because you need to go to sleep, because my energy was not fully there. So I was not responding to her in the way that I would respond when my energy was full. And she could see that because she's used to me. We have to be able to see that about ourselves as well. So, and then the main reason why I, picked that the topic of napping today is because I was having one of those like just crazy days, So I had gone to an event. So, I'm an introvert, so there's a certain amount of energy that's involved in just being social. Not, I love, being around people when I'm around people, but it's just a certain amount of energy that goes into that. So it can be draining for me. And I had to come out of that environment to an environment where I had a bunch of things um, that I needed to get through. And I'm sitting there and I'm working and I'm realizing that I'm not moving at the normal speed that I would move, that I'm just feeling kind of foggy. I wasn't at that 100% me. I wasn't even at that 90% me. I was just like, you know, kind of like swimming in whatever was going on. And then I started feeling that feeling of overwhelm. Oh my goodness, I got all this stuff to do and I need to finish it. And I decided to stop. And I said, you know what? Go take a nap. And I know to most people that sounds absolutely insane. And I know, given your working situation or what's going on around you, that's not always even an answer that can take. But it was available to me in the moment. I knew that I wasn't being um very productive. Even though I was moving around, I wasn't being productive because I wasn't focused. And I knew that that nap was going to reset me. And that's exactly what it did. That nap reset me. I came out of that nap and then I'm just like, all right, now let's do it. Because I'm starting here at a level of calm, as opposed to before. It was just like so much was going on and so much was happening. Now, I'm going to be, transparent with you. That's not something that, you can just switch on a switch and do. When I first started, paying more attention to being restful and being mindful, it was hard. It was definitely hard because your mind is telling you, well, I don't have time to already. I'm running out of time. So I definitely don't have time to take a nap. And so your mind is fighting with you on that. But what I have learned is that even when your mind is fighting with you on that, your mind is wrong. Like, I don't know how better to say it, but your mind is wrong. Sometimes even just a 15-minute power nap makes a huge difference. Or if you're not in a position where you can take a nap, if you're working or something like that, take a break. Take a break and go take a walk. Go sit in nature. Do something different that gives you rest. Because it is about sleep, but it's mostly about rest. Do something that gives you rest, that can relax your mind so that you can refocus, because overwhelm comes from your mind over inflating what is going on, your mind being succumbed to what is going on and not having control over your environment. You feel overwhelmed because you feel like it's chaotic. There are things that are going on and you have lost control of the situation. That's when you need to take a step back, because now you need to regain control. Because 9 times out of 10, half of those things that's on that list that you believe are so super urgent, they just aren't. They feel like it, but they aren't. And you can, better manage how you allow things to enter your space. And you can say, you know what? This thing is not urgent. So I'm going to respond to it and say, I'm going to do that later. Or you may look at your list and see that this thing is urgent, but it's not as extreme as I think it is. Because when you have 12 things going on and you have labeled them all as urgent, then all of a sudden they seem so big. But when you realize that of the 12 things, 7 of them aren't even urgent at all, and then you start to look at the individual items that are, you realize, okay, well, no, all I really need to do is this. All I need to do is that. Or sometimes it's just a matter of having just free space to organize your thoughts, because sometimes you're thrown multiple things at one time, and because you get them all at once, you're trying to juggle it all at once. But when you can sit back and look at what's in front of you, you can clearly see, okay, this is like a 5-second thing. I can just do this and be done with it. Or I can punt this, I can ask this question to this person and get this off my plate. And I don't have to deal with this again until they respond back. So that gives me time to work through some of the other things on this list. So you can start to delegate those things, you can start to compartmentalize those things, and you can start to organize those things, so that now you're not so stressed out, you're not so worked up, you're not feeling that anxiety that you were feeling. But if you add what actually is going on to also being physically tired, it's just it's just a recipe for overwhelm, because now you're too tired to even be thoughtful enough to stop yourself and to refocus yourself. So stop feeling guilty about taking a nap. Take the nap. Take the nap, because you're going to be better after the nap. Just take the nap. Don't be the disgruntled kindergartner that passes on a nap. Take the nap. The nap makes the rest of your day go so much better. So that's what I have for you. I just want you to, be mindful of that and take the nap. Um, just on the workflow front, I am offering a workshop on Sunday. It is a goal setting workshop. We're going to be working on second quarter goals. We're focusing on doing what you need to do to make sure that your goals align with the life that you want. So uncovering, what is that? What does that life look like? How do I get my goals to align with that, so that my business, my life, everything is moving in a direction that gets me closer to my success story? So that's what we'll be covering in the workshop. We have a regular option, and of course, we have a VIP option for those VIPs in the room. And the VIP option gets you direct access during the workshop, as well as um, a monthly group coaching accountability call. So that's going to be amazing. Go to my website, coachdanad.com, and you can sign up there for the workshop this Sunday. Also, I just put out a new graphic tee. So, and I started a line of graphic tees by Coach Danny D. And the new graphic tee is also on my website, and it's living my success story. So that's the ultimate goal. We talk about profits in pajamas, and we talk about how we are learning to work with ease, but ultimately we want to get everybody to whatever their success story is. That is the ultimate goal at the end of the day. So check that out. That's also at coachdannyd.com. And also, just speaking of sleep, I want you to check out last week's podcast, because last week we talked to Angela Hawkins of Bamboo Sleep, and she talked a lot about being a creative entrepreneur. But she also gave a special deal bonus, so that you can purchase some sleepwear so that you can make your nap time a little special, make your nap time a little more comfortable. So make sure that you're checking that out as well. It was great. to be here with you guys today, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Thank you for joining. And yes, I'm in PJs. If you are watching on YouTube, if you're listening to the podcast audio, just got to believe me. All right. Have a great day and go out and do something to play big in your business. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at CoachDannyD.com.